Our next igniter, you don't have to really visualize in your head what Kevin has made because you're in it. So Justin Pope Frazier Architects designed this room, this stage, this screen, the door you walked in through. It's one of the most, I'd say probably the most beautiful building in Amherst, hands down. It is gorgeous. We are unbelievably lucky to be able to have a chance to be here tonight because the Eric Carle Museum are such awesome folks, and the folks who designed it are such awesome folks. Please welcome Kevin Chobrak.
I want to give props to Alex. Alex, can you just stand up? Alex Kennedy's the director of the program. She's been incredibly generous obviously for us, but also for a number of organizations in Amherst. And,
Eric Carle rocks.
Eric and Bobby Carle are the sweetest people. So, I got a green light. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? 2, 1. All right, I'm gonna start with a poem. We start and end with poems in our presentations. An average visitor to a museum spends 5 seconds looking at an image and 10 seconds reading the label next to the image, equal to the exact amount of time that we have to do this presentation. The idea of the car was to try to extend those numbers a little bit, to delight, entertain, surprise, and educate, to endow confidence in the visitor, to appreciate, enjoy, and create art, in some sense, to re-inspire a sense of creativity. The Carle is largely a collaboration of two friends, Eric Carle to the left and Earl Pope, my former partner, to the right. Together they made over 15,000 decisions, and the favorite part of it, spent nearly $12 million. Remarkably, they're still friends today. Eric's very fond of telling a story that originally he wanted a 1,500 square foot storefront in Northampton, and then he started talking to an architect. So this is the model. You'll see it out in the lobby there. There's an auditorium, there's galleries, there's an administrative cafe, a lovely atrium, and my favorite part of the building to the down right is the art studio. Cheers for art studios. The site originally was an abandoned apple orchard. As you work on a project, the site really starts to influence what you see for a design. You have a dialogue with the site, and eventually you start to see the building in your mind, and you know the design is done when you see it driving by the site. Like Eric's work, we wanted nature to be a constant and welcoming presence for visitors. There's also something very informing of the orchard with the geometry of the orchard relative to the plan of the building. Construction always begins by scraping the earth, which I think is just a very primal act and very sort of brutal act. Design requires a leap of faith from the mind's eye to built reality. When the foundation goes in, there's definitely a bit of a reckoning. Did you get it right? Did you get it wrong? Concrete, once it goes in, doesn't like to come out. It's got its own separate beauty, and the fact that it's buried is amazing to me. Every project we do has a topping out ceremony when the structure goes in place. The image at the top is the structural frame, completed picture. Eric, at the topping out ceremony, gave a picture book to each of the steelworkers, and they were obviously thrilled to have a picture book. Until they opened it, and there was a $50 check inside for each of the steelworkers, so they love Eric Carle as well. So we didn't get a $50 check, though, so it was a little... The exteriors of the building relate to the white buds of the apple trees and the white pages that Eric works off of. So we're creating these very neutral backgrounds for color to appear. The background and the people create the color and the excitement. Dun-dun-dun. We view our role as architects as translators of clients' words in built form and materials. Museum meet apple orchard meet museum. You can see the arc of the apple bough in the arc of the museum clear story. The edge between inside and outside is an opportunity to control the sun. and just how intense a concept is that. It never gets old, and every day of sunlight is always different from the next one and the previous one. Clear, simple, direct, serving light and landscape, transparent in every sense of the word. We wanted a building that was completely free of artifice, was resolved and clean. Galleries are fairly modest in scale, designed originally to serve 3 busloads of children, but our intention was not to overwhelm visitors with artwork. We wanted them to be engaged by the artwork and inspired to go into the studios where they would then create artwork. Creative studies indicate that 98% of children at age 5 have enormous capability for creative thought. By age 18, that number falls to 14%. So I think that's one thing that the Carl is trying to solve. In less than 10 years, technology has dramatically changed our access to image. How do we extend that 15 seconds I spoke of earlier into an individual creative act and not just a fleeting observation and a postcard at the gift shop? That's where the conversation lies today. Okay, you have 15 seconds to read the poem. Raise your hand when you're done. Tick, 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 tick. It's a good poem. Wow, you guys are fast. Very cool. Thank you.